Hello everyone, today is June 12th, Monday. We're going to cover rolling over, what that means when you're looking at trading futures contracts. Before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you cannot afford to lose. There are risks involved with trading. So I get a lot of questions about rolling over. NinjaTrader, the charting platform that we're currently using, makes it relatively simple. I'm going to cover that. But if you're not using NinjaTrader, just remember that if you're trading equities like the E-mini S&P or the NASDAQ or the Dow, they always roll over on every quarter. Typically, it's on December, March, June, and September. So December, March, June, September. And usually it's on the second Thursday or Friday of the expiring contract month. So that's usually when they expire. Now, it's not the same for all markets. The crude oil and the energy sector is different. They have different months that they roll over. So I'm going to show you on NinjaTrader how this is done. The current software that you're looking at here is the Roadmap software. The Roadmap software, a little interesting because it allows us to filter out trades and also provides signals, and I'll cover that in just a moment. Here, what's happening today on the Roadmap. So when you look at here the control center of NinjaTrader, we're going to come over here to Tools and then to Database Management. So that makes it pretty simple. And here you'll see if there are any contracts that are requiring a rollover, it'll be listed here. If there's nothing here listed for you, that means you've already rolled over, or it's not the time to roll over, so there's nothing that's needed at the moment. So make sure that everything here is checked off, and you could even, if you want to add here, futures expiries, so you're adding into the future any additional changes that are made. We can click update or roll over, and all the charts that you currently have will automatically roll over. So remember to either choose update first and then choose rollover. It's going to give you a little bit of a notice here about rolling over futures instruments, and they update. Please read this if you have any questions on it. I click yes, and this is pretty much done. So any contracts, any charts, anything that's required to be updated will automatically update here on your chart. So previously I was using the previous month contract, so now it's updated to the September. So now we're looking at here the Roadmap software. What the Roadmap software does, it helps me understand a little bit of filtering. It also provides opportunities to counter trend. We're now in a phase in the market where it's choppy and the market is zigzagging instead of trending as it previously was. So we're having more of this kind of an effect here, like this. So when you see this type of a motion, the market reaches a certain price and it pauses, takes a break, and that's based on profit taking, and it reverses. So right now, what you're looking at right now is the market reaching this area here, which is about 43.64, 43.63, and whether or not it goes through it, we don't know. But as soon as it starts to land into this roadmap zone, and the key feature here is it begins to reverse. Once it reverses off of this zone, the roadmap zone, once it reverses off of the roadmap zone, we're going to see an order to go short. Now, the order to go short only occurs if this zone here is held. If this is penetrated and continues higher, that means we're in a trend. There's not going to be any opportunity to be a seller or to counter trend. So the zone is there first to explain to you, watch out for this area. If you're long, you may want to get out of your trade or even start to tighten up your stops or your trailing stops. And then if it reverses, then you have an opportunity to get out and to sell it. Let me show you an example here while this here is hanging around, going up and down. Earlier today, just before the market opened, the market started to go up and it landed here in this roadmap zone. and then it came off of it and it gave you a short signal here to go short, which is, if I can grab this right here, to go short here as soon as it came off of it. So that's a short opportunity. Had it gone through it, you wouldn't have seen an order. So it has to land in the zone and stay in the zone and reverse off of the zone. It can't penetrate through it. Here's another opportunity. Here is pre-market about 6 o'clock New York time. It came through this zone, went through it, went to the next zone, stopped, and then reversed, and you see here an entry to go long. So the idea is really to catch it at that turnaround. We're not really trying to pick tops or bottoms, but as soon as it lands in the zone and starts to reverse off of it, it gives you a signal for you to go long or for you to go short. This is a very successful software, the Roadmap software, and it'll give you these opportunities. And now if the entry is wrong, let's say that what happens is, let me see if where we are right now. Let's say that this gives an opportunity here to go short, but it's a losing trade, it's a failure. Where we put our stop, so let's say that we go short and it starts to turn around, but it doesn't turn around enough to make a profit. It turns around against us. The exit is going to be just above the roadmap zone. It'll be just about a tick or two above it, because if the zone is broken, that means that we should not continue to be in this short position. All right. So if there's a signal to go short and it fails, we have that protection to get out of the trade right above the zone. So try to keep the stops and the protection pretty close. This is a very accurate software, so we don't want it to hold on to large losses on this type of trading. If you have any questions on the roadmap, visit Daytradetowin.com. We're looking at the E-mini S&P, and by the way, I'm using a 5-minute chart because the market has drastically slowed down. We don't have a lot of volatility at the moment, so instead of using a 1-minute chart, I'm using a 5-minute chart. For those of you that are still using a 1-minute chart, which you can, I'm going to switch it here to a 1-minute chart, and this is updating, and this is a 1-minute chart. It's a lot slower. You can see here the ATR 3 ticks, but you can see here that it landed in the zone. It starts to come off of it. It's a little bit earlier. It's telling us to go short here on the roadmap for a 1-minute chart. On our 5-minute chart, it takes a little bit longer for setups, 5 minutes on every candle, so it's waiting for it to reverse off of it. But the rules are the same. We're going to go short, but we're going to wait as this is the stop, and we're going to let this continue lower to start trailing a stop. Again, if you have any questions, visit Daytradetowin.com. Get your free member account at Daytrade2Win to download a few free software add-ons for NinjaTrader and to learn the ABC course. Until next time, good trading. If you're new to day trading and want to learn more on the benefits of trading the markets, visit Daytrade2Win.com, join the next mentorship class starting later this month, and subscribe to the Daytrade2Win YouTube channel. We focus on price action and work exclusively with new and beginner traders who want to learn more on how to prosper from trading.